All right, hopefully that worked. Judas, sorry about that. Technical problems, but we got it going again. So welcome to the new chat. The other one lasted 5 seconds. Welcome, thanks for joining. Let me get the comments pulled up and we'll get Rick rolling here. You like it, Rick rolling? All right, let's get a little zoom. Yay, we're in the right mode. That's great. So hopefully no one's here. There we go. Peter Ballum says, "You the man, Tyler." Thank you. I finally figured out how to stream from my phone. That's like, I don't usually use my phone for YouTube. I use a Canon camera, and yeah, so there you go. We're a little zoomed. I'm gonna move everything this way a little bit more so we can get everything in frame. There we go. Just got a few knives out in front of you while we're waiting for, looks better. Yes, it does. This format thing on here is weird with the streaming. We'll get it figured out. I think you have to like start your phone in landscape. You can't, like, it says rotate device and it never works. It's kind of weird. Thanks for joining the chat tonight, guys. Get this out of the way for now. We'll let a few more people join in. But I don't really have any specific talking points or anything tonight. We'll talk a little bit. I don't know why I have this piece of candy in here. These are like these new Reese's peanut butter cups, and they're really thin. I don't know why you would buy them. I mean, I bought some, and I'm like, why don't you just buy regular Reese's? So whatever. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Have I ever handled the Steel Wheel Mini Gecko? Yes, a long time ago, actually. And I remember liking it. It's a lockback design. And it had Micarta handles. Sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting the camera a little bit. And I did like that part of it. So, hold on 2 secs here. I forgot to do one thing. Okay, now I can see the handle, everything better, the comments and stuff. I wonder if I can go back in on the phone and do this. Hold on a second. Enable flash. No, I don't want to do that. Darn it. All right. Anywho, we got it. I think we're ready to go. Love the 940. Yeah, me too. This 940, though, is about to get a little bit of a makeover next week. Or, I don't know when it's going to be. It's going to be pretty soon. If you watch Zach Stuff's videos and stuff, he did a video where he did a scale swap on his 940-2. What's up, Logan? Thanks for joining, bro. Yes, it will be titanium scales from Rock Scale Design with the red thumb studs and red back spacers, and I'm probably just going to stick with this deep carry clip for now. It's still my favorite one. So that'll be getting a makeover pretty soon. I've had it in this configuration. I've had this knife for a long time. It's probably one of the oldest knives in my collection, or maybe the oldest. It's from 2017, I believe, is when they first did this run, Going Gear exclusive. They just did one recently, and I think it sold out pretty quick. So it's my favorite variation. I do love the black with the red C-Tech. I think that looks cool, but it's just, you know, I've had it for so long like this, and those titanium scales look so good. And I've always wanted a titanium 940, but, you know, they made them back in the day. It's been quite a while since Benchmade made the 940 with titanium, and you can't, if you find one, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg on eBay or something. So I have the 940-1701 on pre-order. Is that the one I was just talking about? Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, they do batches from time to time. So, like, I know you can get them, but they just, you know, they take a while to get them in because they do them in small batches. So those will be getting a scale upgrade pretty soon. Let's see here. CRK or Hinderer, my next purchase. Which first? Oof. That's a tough one. I should have a Hinderer out here. I literally just grabbed like a bunch of random knives. I started this a little late because I was playing games with my family for this, so I kind of started a little bit late. So I just kind of grabbed stuff. I was carrying the Sebenza Insingo with the red micarta inlays. This is like one of my favorite Sebenzas ever. I love the micarta inlay Sebenzas, and this red is an exclusive to Knife Ships Free. What's up, Knife Crazy? So CRKT or Hinderer, I would say that's hard. Whatever you can find the best deal on, and I say that depends on if you're Damien, if you're gonna buy it new or if you're gonna buy it used, because yes, family is important. I agree. You can find used Hinderers for better prices than you can find used CRKs in most situations. But I would definitely look on the used market if you're fine with having a used knife, especially those two brands, because you can send in a CRK that wasn't, you didn't have to be the original owner, send it into for a spa treatment if it was in bad shape or whatever, and you got a brand new knife. I believe Rick Hinderer does the same thing. I don't think you have to be the original owner. I could be mistaken on that. So, but a lot of times you can find used Hinderers, used Chris Reeve knives in really, really good condition, and you'll save a lot of money than buying it brand new. Best place to look for used. So, Blade Forums, Reddit. Blade Forums has a specific Chris Reeve only knife sale, like a thread or whatever, not a thread, a forum, just for Chris Reeve's knives. There's tons of good deals there. Reddit is really good. If you're not part of Reddit, you can go there. It's called Knife Swap on Reddit. I buy a lot of knives out there. Instagram, if you search the hashtag knife sale, used to be an awesome thing because it used to only be people selling knives, and now it's like every manufacturer has knife sale tagged, and it's like just a picture of a knife they make. Like We Knives does it, Kizer does it, I think. It's kind of annoying, and there's lots of things on there that really aren't knife sale, but that's a good place as well. Or if you're on Facebook, you can request, it's a private group, but it's the Chris Reeve Knife Exchange, and then there's one called the Chris Reeve Buy Sell Trade. There's two of them on there. I believe they're private, but they pretty much accept anyone on there. Yes, thanks, Logan. He just said the Chris Reeve BST Facebook page. Yeah, so that's the kicker, man. You're dealing with third parties. Just be careful when you look for. You can ask for vouchers on Facebook. Blade Forums has ratings on people, and so does Reddit. So when you are dealing with a seller, you can see like their transaction history and stuff. That's one thing that's nice about those two avenues, is that you can see that on Facebook. You don't have that, but most of the people that are on the Chris Reeve BST are very good. Keep cutting. Okay. So you're probably good to go. Just, ask for vouchers and stuff, and if you're on Facebook. But the other two, they have, you can see how many, like I have like 100 or 200 transactions on Blade Forums. So I have like a rating, and you can go and look at the feedback. The same with Reddit. The Reddit has the exact same thing. You can look at feedback of sellers. Those are probably a little bit safer, I guess you'd say, than Instagram or Facebook. But I've actually honestly done so many secondhand sales and purchases, and I've had one problem in like the last 6 years probably. So just make sure you do goods and services on PayPal and you'll be fine, I think. But good question. I think whatever you can find the best deal, and I think you can't go wrong with a Sebenza or a Hinderer. So I think either way you're good to go on either one of those. Kind of whatever you can find the best deal on. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for, flipper, obviously you're gonna go Hinderer. What kind of size? If you're looking for like a large or small Sebenza, or a large or a XM18 3.5 or an XM18 3-inch or a half track, or there's so many. Hinderer definitely has more models to choose from. So anyway, can you show some of my Hinderers? Yeah, I have to go grab them, but I will. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. didn't take long. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's move some of these out of the way. So I've got the half track. This is the Gen 2. That has the tri-way pivot. So one thing you want to look for when you're buying a used Hinderer is you really want the tri-way pivot. I'm telling you right now, it's preferable. This is a, I don't know why I'm putting them like that. This is a 3-inch XM18 non-flipper, a very rare knife. It's a Gen 2. They haven't made them in a long time. And then this is an XM18 3.5 inch. So kind of it gives you a size comparison of the three. This is obviously a bigger knife. This also has the tri-way pivot. This is the one that belonged to Rick Hinderer, purchased him last summer. So that's definitely going to stay in my collection for a long time. This is a one that was super hard to find, and I found this on the so Facebook also has a Hinderer buy-sell trade. I don't remember if I said that. That's actually where I got this model from. And it's really rare to be a non-flipper. That's a Gen 2 3-inch. It's super smooth. I put a Micarta scale on it. It came with like a G10 scale. But I like the 3-inch non-flippers. If I was going to get a smaller flipper, I'd get a half track. I think they just fit my hand better. And the flipper tab on the half track is almost hidden all the way, as you can see, and it sticks out a little bit right here. But the flipper tab on the 3-inch Hinderers, see how the flipper tab like kind of curves down right here? On the 3.5, it's the same way in the 3-inch. And on the 3.5, I've got enough handle. It's not a problem. On the 3-inch, it like would dig into my finger. It just didn't fit my hand well. It's kind of strange. So, but yeah, those are the 3 Hinderers I have right now: a Gen 2 half track, a Gen 2 3-inch non-flipper, and then the Gen 6 3.5 inch Warncliffe. With some, I've got some custom, like of the dog paw nuts on there, and the filler tab. Everything else, the DLC and everything is how it came. So how about just cut myself? That would have been funny. Yes. So there you go. Hopefully that helps, Damon. What knife is on the left end? I don't know. I've moved them all the way. Sorry. Don't know what. This is the half track. That would be my left. But what Benchmade model is that? That's the 940-1701 I was talking about. That I'm doing the scale swap on soon. Logan, I definitely recommend the Gen 6 Hinderers. It's like a whole different knife to me, man. I mean, you got the same good ergonomics, but look at this action. It flips so good and then just falls shut. It is so flippin' smooth. That's just on the bearing. That's on the bearings, obviously, for the tri-way pivot. And it has such a great detent. So they're like whole different knives. I mean, the Gen 6 Hinderer tri-way pivots are just amazing. I think they're way better than any of the Hinderers I've ever had. So yeah, the non-flipper model is going to be hard to find, Damon. There's some 3.5 inch non-flippers. They're probably more common than this. This is kind of like a unicorn knife. They don't come up very often. I really hope that they bring out this model, like he does another run with a tri-way pivot. That'd be pretty slick. Large 21 is a great choice. Can't go wrong there. I like the single blade myself, but the drop point's also awesome. But I think the single blade shape is like the perfect EDC blade shape for me. I have tried them on washers, Logan. I like the bearings better on the flipper. This is on washers, but it's on Teflon, you know, like the old Hinderers used to be. And I have tried the 3.5 inch on washers, and I definitely prefer the bearings just because it's just drop shut smooth, and I like that kind of action. But I'm sure they'll be good at the washers too. Do they make a Gen 6 non-flipper? Not that I'm aware of. No. They might. DLT Trading is a good spot to look because they've done like a lot of custom sprint. I don't want to call them sprint runs, but they've done different types of knives with Hinderer that are kind of unique to them. They're dealer exclusives, so maybe try there. Bob B, unicorn. Yes, this is a unicorn, my friend. You could look finding a Gen 2 3-inch non-flipper. This is the slicer grind. It's got a sterile blade. I mean, it's pretty rare Hinderer. You know what's interesting? I found out that the clip, so most of the Hinderer clips are the same, right? If you look at these three, these are the same. And obviously, this is the whole one you can buy separately. But the Gen 2 non-flippers had a different pocket clip in these. They had the same bolt pattern, but the bend in the clip was a lot higher, so it didn't. It was like way up here more, and so it kind of caused a hot spot. So when I put this is a this is like a new Hinderer clip. It's the same as the half track and the XM18 3.5, but this one originally had a bigger gap right here in the pocket clip. It's kind of weird. So recommendations for gentlemen's knives under. Any recommendations for gentlemen's knives $100 to $300? Oof, that's a lot. It's a big price range. I'm gonna have to think on that one, man. That's a tough question. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is a used Sebenza. It doesn't get much better than a small Sebenza as a gentleman's knife, in my opinion. You can find, like, this is just a plain Jane in Singo. This one's pretty used. I've had it for a long time. Yeah, like Logan said, used small Sebenza is about the perfect recommendation. You could find one of these for about $300. I mean, it'd be on the high end of what you're looking for, but you could definitely find one for that price. Other than that, there's a lot of good options. I just would have to think what I have now, what I've used in the past. I mean, you know what's a good one that I just did a review on is the Artesian Cutlery Small Archeo. That's a good little gentleman's folder. The gentleman's folder can be interpreted so many ways, but that's a good one, and that's like a 220 range or something like that, and that would be, but you can get 10% off of White Mountain Knives with my discount code, so it'll be cheaper. Spyderco Sage is a good suggestion as well. Sage 5, I think. Sage 5 is, unless you're thinking about the Sage 2, which is titanium, but handle length on the small Sebenza is roughly, where's my, I have a ruler around here, there it is. It's right around 4 inches long. I think it's a little shy of 4 inches. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little shy of 4. It's like 3 3/4, a little bit longer than 3 3/4 inches long on the small Sebenza. So it's a smaller knife, for sure. I think it's perfect size. It fits my hand. I have a medium-sized hand, and it fits it perfectly. You can see I can get all 4 fingers on there without any issues. So, Laconico Keen, I wouldn't consider that to be a gentleman's folder. That's just me. That's a little big. It's a good knife. Excellent knife. It's just a little big for a gentleman's folder, but that's why I said that terminology is so broad, right? So you're welcome, Eric. So this is my knife I carry today. This is the Blues Blade Smokes carbon fiber. This is the Blade HQ exclusive, and I carried it because it has the green titanium for good old St. Patty's Day. The most recent knife, you're welcome, Eric. The most recent knife that I've got in for review is this guy right here. This is the CRKT Slacker. This is part of my knife pass around group. I'm a part of the Apex. Knife Crazy. What is it called, man? You're in here. Apex something or other. With a bunch of different YouTube channels. Knife Crazy's part of it. Zach Stuff, Slicey Dicey, Stasa 23, Blade Banter, Baz on Blades. There's a ton of guys. I can't even name them all, honestly, that are part of the pass around. So this is one that I signed up for. I was interested in checking it out. I liked the design and the aesthetics of the knife. I'm not a big CRKT fan. Just not my cup of tea usually, because they're usually not, they're usually in 8CR13 steel and all that. I like the Pilar a lot. The CRKT Pilar is great. But this one looked interesting. It's a Ken Onion design. It's got the takedown. What does he call this stuff? I can't remember what he calls the takedown thing. Yeah, they need a new logo for sure. That. Talk about a banner knife. Look at all the banners on that side. Slacker, U.S. patent number, blah 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 blah. Ken Onion design, K blah 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 blah. It's like, good heck. Could you have more crap written on the blade? Seriously. CRKT on this side isn't honestly that bad. It's a little big. I've been using this knife quite a bit, just doing some testing with it for the review. A lot of cardboard. The handle is really nice. I really like the handle, and it has what does he call this takedown thing, man? Someone's gonna know the answer to this. There's a name for this. But you just basically can take the knife down in the field really easily by moving that button, and then you unscrew it here. This little guy here, this basically takes off the rear screw. You just do that a few times till it's off, and then you pop off the scale. Boom, and you're done. And I can't remember what the technology is called. Someone better answer me. Teflon washers, so not my favorite, especially for a flipper. But the detent on this knife is actually pretty good. So it flips well, but it doesn't have like a very great, like, you know, it's not going to have like a bearing style action because it's not obviously on bearings. But it's not going to drop shut on you, but it does flip well, so the detent is nice. Let's see, how do I do it this way? Am I doing it the wrong way? There we go. So this first came out field strip. Thank you, Logan. This came out on the home front. I think was the first knife this came out on. And a little blister right there. What the heck? That's random. That came out of nowhere. So you kind of just, you know, do that until it's done, and then you pop this over, and you're good to go. So not bad. It does flip decent. Like I said, it's not going to have a drop shut action. You're going to have, it's not even a shake shut. You're going to have to really kind of just shut it because it's on Teflon washers. So, oh, I was going to ask you guys a question. So let me know if you watched Blade Banter's lube test video. That sounds kind of funny to say that. He tested like knife pivot lube, nano oil, all kinds of different weights, blue lube, mineral oil, all kinds of stuff, and he did it on a knife similar to this with the takedown on the Teflon washers, and it was some pretty interesting results. The one thing I was very curious about is you know, how that's going to pan out with a knife that's on bearings and a knife that's on washers. It's going to be different per type of washer. I mean, Teflon and bearings are so different. Even Teflon and phosphorus bronze are different. So I was curious what you guys thought about that. If you haven't watched this video, go check it out. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of data. He's got a nice little spreadsheet. KPL did really well in it, and so did Nano Oil. 85 weight, I think, was his favorite. But the 10 weight, which I think is what this is, yes. So I've been using Nano Oil 10 weight forever, and this was like some of the best stuff on Teflon washers, which surprised me. I will tell you right now that I think KPL performs better on all types of knives. So let me give you an example. This knife is on KPL, and I've never reapplied it. And look how stinking just drop shut smooth it is, right? Here's an interesting thing. My CRKs have always ran on CRK grease because they're on phosphorus bronze washers, right? Well, I put knife pivot lube on this, and it is so smooth. In fact, this one is even smoother. Check this out. It just drops right on my fingernail. It is so smooth, and that's on KPL. I used to always run those knives on CRK grease because I felt like it was the smoothest, but I've never had my Sebenzas run better than on KPL at all. Sorry to hear that, Peter. Hope you get feeling better, man, for sure. Yeah, phosphorus bronze are great. On certain, you know, I like bearings on flippers, man. I tried the phosphorus bronze on the Hinderer, and I still prefer the bearings, but it's because I just like that kind of action. You just don't really get it with that. But for a non-flipper knife, 100% agree that phosphorus bronze is where it's at. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. The KPL did really well, better than it was like pretty much one of the best ones he did. But from my experience, on any type of washer, whether it be Teflon, I mean, this is on KPL, and this is stupidly smooth. It's so smooth. Like it doesn't like drop shut, but man, if you can feel how smooth it is. And this is on Teflon washers, and then this is on, like, this half track's on. Look at that sucker fly out of there. That's on KPL, and then the Sebenzas are on KPL. So I think the best all-around lube for me is KPL. If I was just doing bearings, I would use Nano Oil too, but I've just kind of all switched everything I have to KPL. I really do think it's some of the best stuff I've ever used on knives, and in many, many years I've been doing this knife game. Yeah, Gamma, I was so surprised how well KPL did on Sebenzas. No, I have not tried the thicker stuff yet, Logan, but surprisingly in the guy's video, the test, it didn't do as well as the standard weight KPL. I don't know. So there's probably an application that it works well with, but Let's see. Trying to go to. Do you try to? Yes, I absolutely trimmed down my collection. If I didn't, I'd have hundreds of knives. I'm not even joking. Hundreds. I trim it down all the time. I usually do knife sales. So if you watch my channel, I frequently do knife sales where I'm selling knives. I'll have one coming up pretty soon. Actually, I've got a couple I'm gonna sell. This is another new knife that I got in recently. That I've got a video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's ready to go. That's the Kizer Begleiter titanium. So yeah, dude, I constantly slim it down, but there's some that are always going to be around. I'm always going to have some sort of Sebenza. Right now I have these two. These Hinderers have been around for a long time. Honestly, I gotta be honest, I could seriously be fine with these knives right here, and I wouldn't need anything else. Maybe the 940 and my bug out. Okay, see? You see where I'm going with this? But those are like, these ones I rotate through weekly. I carry these every single week, like without fail. The Smoke is another one I carry quite often. The Smock has been getting a lot of carry lately. I've been really liking that one. But these guys have been around a long time, quite a while. And it's, I mean, like I said, I think these two are my oldest knives in my collection. The 940 1701 and this small and single Sebenza. I have had those forever. I mean, a couple of years. For me, that's forever. Yes, I do agree. Steel Wheel does pretty good action with their phosphorus bronze. Just still doesn't do as good as bearings, though, I think. KPO, what's next? Sale? I have no idea. Gamma, it'll be coming soon. Eric from Texas, that's a good question, dude. What knife did you regret selling that you still haven't bought back yet? Ooh. It's a tough one. I kind of regret selling my Capara. That's one recently that I haven't got a new one yet, and I really kind of regret that one. I missed that knife a lot. Another one, Eric, is a so there was a time where I was like an avid Chris Reeve collector. I had like a ton of Sebenzas, just tons of them, and I had Umnumzons and Menandis and everything. And there was the Star Benza that I had. I had a Star Benza, Wilson Combat Star Benza that I had, and then I had polished the flats on it and kind of customized it myself. And I sold that knife, and I regret it all the time because I love Star Benzas. So that is definitely one that I missed. The Capara is another one, but I can always buy another Capara. The Star Benzas are harder to get. They're out there. I mean, I can buy them new from Wilson Combat, but used. But the way I had it customized and stuff, I definitely regret that one a ton. There might be something else. Yeah, I put the KPL heavy on a detail ball. I've heard that too because it's kind of more like a gel almost that would stick around better on the detent than the regular oil. So, and I agree, Logan. I try to keep it around that same number. I probably got a dozen right now of EDC folders that I'm carrying pretty frequently, and that seems like a lot. So, WC, oh nice. Wilson Combat, yeah, the Wilson Combat Star Benza, man, I love it. I'm gonna have another one day, for sure. This one yeah, the mini Begleiters are an awesome. This one's actually pretty sweet. So this is a full-size knife. I mean, 3.5-inch blade, I believe. Pretty good size handle. I think it's about 4.7 inches. It only weighs 2.9 ounces, guys. It's super lightweight. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of the inside of the knife and how much weight reduction they did on the scales. And I really, really like that. I believe they're going to come out with a drop point version of this as well soon. But the detent on this guy is crazy strong. It's weird. And part of it is a design thing because it's such a slim knife that you end up putting your finger on this lock bar a lot when you flip it. And I mean, look at that. I can't even open it, right? Because I'm putting pressure. Because the detent, even when I'm not putting pressure, is super strong. And that's not typical of Kizer. Kizer is typically almost on the weaker side of detents, right? So, yeah, it's a really nice looking Tanto, isn't it? I think that's a good looking Tanto. I think this fuller on there. It's a really good looking knife, and I like the you know, the extra handle work they did on the handle. The clip is awesome on this. I doubt they will, but it'd be nice to see them use this on other Kizers. This clip is great. It's got a little milling here. It's got just enough gap. It's titanium, and it's got good spring. It's a fantastic pocket clip. Really, really well done on that. So I am definitely a fan of this one. Tango. I think you mean Tanto. It's all good, bro. It's all good. That looks almost as bad as my 5.6T6. Yeah, the D10 is strong, man. It takes some effort to get it out of there, but it flips up. It flips really well. But see, the problem with this handle design though is you end up putting your finger on the lock bar a lot because it's so slim. Like, it doesn't have a lot of room for your hands. So you kind of have to be conscious of it. Put your finger back here, kind of, and then flip it. If you do it offhand, it's no big deal because you're not putting pressure on the lock bar. So it's interesting how that works. Let's see. Have I checked out any of the newer Tucson? No, I had a couple Tucsons that I got off eBay. The problem is I still don't like how there's not a good U.S. distributor for Tucson. If one of the major shops carried them, I'd probably buy them and review them more often. But typically I'm buying them off eBay, and there is some U.S. dealers, but they're kind of few and far between on what they get. And I don't like playing that waiting game from China, honestly. I'm interested in the Bestech Taekwondo. Yeah, that looks pretty interesting too. I like Bestech because they make some good stuffs, for sure. Logan, what are you most excited to pick up this year? Right now, that's coming out soon, the Riot T3000. The 2500 just got launched. It's the Tashi Barusha design. The 2500 just got launched, too small, but the 3000 is going to be right in my wheelhouse, 3-inch blade. Definitely excited for that one. The Liama Zulu, I think. Is it called the Zulu? Oh, I think it's called the Zulu. There's a couple Liang Ma models that are coming out that look fantastic. The one I'm thinking of is got Micarta on the handle, like a Micarta inlay. That one I'm very excited. So, a few Riot made knives. They're I'm trying to think. I have a wish list somewhere, but one knife I want to check out is the Wee Knives Draken as well. It's like the smaller dragon scaled knife. That one looks cool. The Tashi Heatseeker did not appeal to me. It's a good looking knife, but I know that T3000 is going to be right in my wheelhouse, and I wouldn't really want both of them. And I'm kind of turned off on Massdrop knives. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with Massdrop knives, don't get me wrong. I just hate waiting. You pay all this money up front. Like that Eric Oxworth? How do you say it? Is it Orksworth? I'm having a brain fart right now. Orca that I got was actually from the pass around, but I had one on order myself, and that thing took like 8 months. And you're putting out a ton of money. So my plan with Massdrop is to wait until the drops are completed, and they typically sell, like right now they're selling the Dow and the Gent and the all those Fair and Forge knives. They're selling those pretty regularly, so you don't have to wait for them forever, and you can just get one. What I'm seeing a lot of is people wait forever on the Massdrop knives, get them, then they have to sell on them pretty quick. And I don't know if it's because they waited so long and the hype is gone. But I don't know. I'm not going to be doing any kind of right now anyway, there's nothing on Massdrop that really appeals to me. The Heatseeker looks cool, but I'm more excited about the T3000, and that's going to be a regular production Riot knife, so I don't have to wait forever for it and such. And it's going to be it's pretty inexpensive too, from what I remember. Fox Tur is a good knife. I had one of those, the N690 G10. Doesn't excite me a ton though, honestly. Laurel from Custom Knife Factory. Yes, I have had Custom Knife Factory knives, and I've had good experience with them. Just nothing that speaks to me right now, I guess. Yeah, the Dow is a good knife for sure. Yeah, Bob, I just got sick and tired of getting... I signed up for so many drops last year. I lost track of all the knives I had coming in. I was like, oh, heck, what do I... And then all of a sudden one would show up, and I'd be like, I don't even really interested in this knife anymore, so I'm just going to wait and see. And Logan, you're very smart to stay away from Massdrop. Because it gets addicting. You end up like just dropping all this money on knives, and then you have to wait like 7 or 8 months to get them. It's just, it kind of sucks. It's like if you guys have ever bought a suppressor for a firearm, man, it sucks because you pay all that money up front plus the tax stamp, and you wait like 9 months and you finally get it. And it's like, it's kind of like that, honestly. What? Shut your mouth. RMS 725. Ontario is releasing Micarta S30 versions of the Rat 1 and 2. Now that is awesome. I will pick up a Rat 2 and S30V in Micarta in 2 seconds. That's fantastic, dude. Oh, not really, but I wish. You liar. Oh, he was messing with us, guys. They're not doing that. I would totally get that. I love Micarta. In fact, I just bought a new Micarta knife and I had to send it back. I was so ticked. It was the James Brown Folsom, which I really like that little knife. And it came, they did a Micarta run, green Micarta, and it was awesome. I got it, and it had horrible centering issues, and I could not get it centered. And I tried everything I could think of, and ended up having to send it back. They're going to send me a replacement one, though. So, because I'm a sucker for Micarta. I love me some Micarta. Let's get some Micarta out here. I've got a couple nice with Micarta. The Chris Reeve and the, this is an aftermarket scale from RC Blade Works. And speaking of him, I'm kind of hesitant to tell you guys about this, and if you don't know, he's making, someone asked about the smock and the clip, and it's way 100 times better with the Casey Lynch clip. This is the small clip. RC Blade Works is making, or has made, Micarta scales for the smock, and we'll be coming out with them, and I'm going to be picking some Micarta scales up for the smock, because I really, really like the smock. I just don't love this peel ply carbon fiber stuff. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I'd rather have real carbon fiber. So I'm going to get some Micarta scales for the smock pretty soon. Definitely one. I think that's a keeper knife for me, so don't mind doing it. So, yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. That'd be awesome. I wish more companies would use Micarta, and that's why I was stoked about Leon Ma, because he's using Micarta in a bunch of his knives this year, which is awesome, right? I suggested to Massdrop that they do the gent with Micarta scales, and they did rosewood and carbon fiber instead. I was like, dude, Micarta would have sold. They had 100 million. I mean, people like knife nuts typically love Micarta. I don't get what the deal is, why more companies don't use it. You know, I don't think it's as expensive as a material either, you know, but I love it. Yeah, RMS, that was kind of rude. Just joking. Logan, the Gerber fastball, I have a video coming out. Oh, I already released it. Did you watch it? I did a review on the Gerber fastball. Yeah, I'd pass, honestly. The fit and finish was okay. But the blade is so thick behind the edge, it just doesn't cut very well. It's a good attempt. I mean, they did a pretty good job. The action's nice on it. The size is nice. It looks pretty good. S30V still under $100, right? But the blade grind on mine was very uneven, and it was so thick behind the edge, just crazy. Like, it was nuts. Yeah, I don't know about the Micarta. Maybe it is manufacturing. I bet if there was a custom scale maker like RC Blade Works, or maybe I'll get one of those guys to join the live chat one of these times. Maybe they could talk about Eric Shepard's another one that does a lot of Micarta. If it's really hard to work with or not. I don't see why it would be worse than G10 or carbon fiber, especially carbon fiber. I've heard nightmares of carbon fiber, so I can't imagine it being worse than that. Maybe it's a supply issue. I don't know. Why don't they have more with Micarta? Don't know. The Slacker is another knife that I have a review on, but it's also very thick behind the edge. And I'll be releasing a video on it pretty soon. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a big deal to you? It should be, I think, because if a knife is really, a smaller blade especially, is thick behind the edge, they just don't cut very well. I don't think a lot of people, I don't know, maybe most knife nuts know that, or are cognizant of how thick it is behind the edge, but it makes a big difference in how well the knife cuts, especially when it's not a very wide blade. Like this is a flat ground blade it's not very big. I mean, you got this much space, right? And if it's not thin right here through here, it's just not going to cut well. I was cutting cardboard with this, and man, it just didn't do well at all. I was like, wow, this is like, I just saw it, and it's not dull, it's sharp. I'd like saw through the cardboard with this thing, and it's like, I don't know. So the Gerber was thick behind the edge. This is thick behind the edge also. Like some knives can do it. Like the Hinderers can be thick behind the edge, but they've got the edge geometry down where they can still be good cutters. But if you look at like a Sebenza and Singo, these are very, very thin behind the edge. They slice like a dream. You can put a really keen edge on them. I mean, that's why one of the reasons why Sebenzas are so well loved is they're such good cutters. I've had some more RC Blade Works, Micarta Pair 3 scales. Those are good. I've had some of those. I think it was Pair 3. Didn't I have Pair 3 Micarta scales? I don't know. I've had other Micarta scales. Oh, it might have been a bigger Hinderer, 3.5 inch that I had them on. So I'm stoked to get them on this because I do like the smock a lot. I just don't love this peel ply carbon fiber. I don't mind it. It gives you good grip and it looks pretty good, but I would honestly just rather have G10 or Micarta personally. So, or if it could do, if they could do the marble carbon fiber that's on the Capara on this, then that would look sick for sure. So, let's see here. I can't remember. Yeah, you know, Logan the Bug Out is a great slicer. I agree. Another good example. I love the Bug Out. This is a good slicer. I just prefer that. This was one I was very surprised by, was the Begleiter. It's got a nice hollow grind on it, and it's super thin behind the edge. It's pretty surprising. So I hope that it's like that on the drop point as well. You know, that they do the same kind of grind on that. Because I still prefer the drop point blade shape. This is a pretty nice Tanto, though. It came in handy just the other day, having that nice Tanto tip on there. The smock is so hard to get because it's Spyderco in a nutshell. They take forever to release knives sometimes, and then they don't have a ton of them available. And they go like crazy, you know. It's almost like a sprint run. You know, this one just had a lot of hype behind it. A lot of people were waiting forever for it. And is my stream still going? Because I'm not seeing my knife in my hand. Oh. That was weird. There was like a delay there. My phone battery is running low. I'll probably get through the stream though. So if it all of a sudden cuts off, it's because my phone died. 940. How is it behind the edge? They aren't as thin behind the edge as the Bug Out. I don't think it's bad though. I think the 940 is a good cutter though. So. Yeah, 0.0285, so it's not the thinnest, but it's not bad. Dude, that Gerber was like 0.36 or something crazy, and the Slacker is, where the heck did that knife go? Oh, this one was 0.035 or 6. So this is, you know, this is definitely an acceptable range for me of thinness behind the edge. Eric, yes, I would love to answer a gun question. Shoo away, bro. What's your gun question? Speaking of guns, I got a new rig for my Sig 365. And I'm totally having a brain fart here. Why am I not seeing? Oh, there it goes. There's such a delay. So I got a new appendix carry rig for my 365. I'm trying appendix carry out. I don't know if you guys have ever appendix carried. I've never done it before, and I wanted to get a good setup. This guy's in California. Starts with an MC something holsters. I can't look at my phone because it's recording right now. So, but I'll do a video on this holster. I want to do a review. It's really high quality, and I'm not minding the appendix carry. It's actually decently comfortable. So far, I'm just giving it a try. So your gun question, what is it, a beautiful 45 1911 for under $2,000? Oh man. Wow, you could buy a lot of gun for that. I would get an STI though. If I could get a more expensive 1911, it would be an STI, I think. They're not as like flashy, but man, they're really nice guns. But I'm not a big 1911 guy, so I'm not necessarily the right one to ask. The only 1911 I have is a Ruger in 9mm, just because I don't like to carry 45 caliber, because I have so many 9mm handguns and I stock tons of 9mm ammo, so I just went with a 1911 9mm. Made sense. And I've got the Ruger lightweight Commander. It's really nice. Not that expensive though. So if you're wanting a really nice 1911, there was some guys talking about some brands today, and I cannot remember the names, but I've always kind of wanted an STI. Wilson Combat also makes really nice 1911s, for sure. You can't go wrong with a Wilson Combat. That would be another one that if you're willing to spend the money, that much money, I'd go Wilson Combat or STI. But like I said, I'm not the end-all, well, I'm not the end-all be-all on anything, but I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to a 1911 and 45. What's up, Stassa? My man Nick. Yes, Logan, this is the SIG P365. And I bought it, I've had it for a few months now. Kind of waited for them to kind of work out some of the kinks, and I have had zero issues with this gun. I actually really, really like it. I've got about 500 rounds through it, so I don't have a ton of rounds through it, but I think a good amount of rounds through it. And I've had no malfunctions, no issues, none of the issues that people report online. Mine's one of the newer ones though, and it has the night sights stock. I shoot it really well, and it's small, compact. I mean, it's smaller than most single stack 9mm, and it's, you know, yeah. Eric, check out STI and Wilson Combat. Those are the two I would look at. If I had that kind of money to spend on a gun right now, I don't know what I would buy, honestly, but if I was looking at specifically 1911, I'd look at those brands. But I do love the SIG. It's been nice. It's had no issues. And Logan, just make sure you're buying a more recent model one, because they should have all the kinks worked out by now. I've had zero issues, like I said. I mean, 500 rounds isn't a ton of rounds, but it's a good amount to... I fired hollow points, various grains of 9mm, 115, 124, 147, all kinds of stuff, and just haven't had zero issues. It's accurate. I love the sights on it. It's so compact and small that you can carry it, you know, anywhere. Yeah, this rig right here is pretty nice with the spare magazine. Carries nice in the appendix. It's got the claw and everything to keep it close to your body. I'll do a full holster review on this. I haven't quite had it long enough to do it yet, but I do really like the 365. I shot one when they very first came out, and it was a rental gun, and I really liked it. But then I was gonna buy one, but I didn't, because I had a Glock 40, either the 43 or the 26 at the time that I was running, and then the SIG started kind of having some hit and miss reviews. So this is gonna melt if I leave that there. I just decided to wait, and so I waited till just recently. So, and they were hard to get for a while. They were like sold out everywhere. Sass in the house, knife therapy for days, bro. Right? Yeah, Logan, definitely recommend. Like I said, if you get a 365, get one that's later manufacturing, and you can always hit me up on Facebook Messenger if you want to know like some serial numbers and stuff to look for. But Howard Vale died. Didn't know that. That's sad. I know that name definitely sounds familiar. The Veal or Vale, I'm not sure how you say that last name. I'm bad with names, as you guys know if you watch my channel. I'm always butchering names. It's already been an hour? Holy cow. I've been just yapping for an hour. Jeez. I don't know. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time left because my battery on my phone is going to die. I got a 20% warning a little bit ago. All right, Logan. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Always good talking to you. So I might not have much longer on the chat anyway. We usually do about an hour. So before I take off and before my phone dies, is there anything else you guys wanted to ask me or chat about, or any? So let me throw this out there. Sorry, I'm messing with this stream light at the same time. I don't have it on the gun right now because I'm waiting for the holster to show up. As far as knife reviews coming out, I've got the Begleiter that should be dropping any day. I've got it done. I just need to put it out. Another interesting knife from a company called Off Grid Knives. They did a model with Wii knives. It's pretty interesting. So I'll have that video. I know I have a Benchmade coming in from the pass around group. Oh, the Slacker. I'll have the Slacker video up. No stats of the drop point is not out of the Begleiter yet. I've got this one in for review in our pass around, and I'll have a video up on that. So, and then I got the new Benchmade Super Freak coming in. That's on its way, I believe, to me. But other than those, what knives do you want to see me review? I mean, last week we did kind of a poll, not really a poll, we just asked. A lot of people wanted me to review the Medford Slim Midi, but the more I looked into it and stuff, I just think it's out of the price range I want to go with right now. So I'm not going to do the Medford. So if there's anything in around that $300 price point that you want to see me review, let me know. The ones I'm thinking of that I kind of want for myself are the HEA Design Hunter. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Hunter. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of those. I haven't had a chance to get one. So a little front flipper. That's one that I've got my eye on. Yeah, that Riot Mini Horizon D. That's a good one. I loved that knife. The only thing I didn't love about the Mini Horizon D was it's a little thick in the handle, and that's totally a nitpicky thing. The next Riot knife I'm going to buy is either going to be that T3000 if it comes out before the Liama Zulu. Those are the two. And I know those are both coming out pretty soon, like April, May time frame. Those are for sure high on my want list. Yeah, so I'd like to check out that Medford, but I just don't want to drop the coin on them, man. They're like $600. I think the cheapest I saw one was $500. I almost bought one when eBay had that 15% off coupon recently, because it was on anything, and that would have dropped it better in price range, but it's still over that 300 threshold that I'm trying to stay in. Archbishop 2.0. Yeah, that's one I've been looking at too, pretty heavily. That's in the price range. I've almost pulled the trigger on it twice. I've been kind of waiting to see if my friend, if Sharp Dad's not on the, he's not on the chat tonight, which is disappointing because I thought he would be, but he's got one. And he tends to sell me a lot of his knives. He goes through knives probably faster than I do. Sorry, I'm just getting a drink of water. The Archbishop is one I'm definitely interested in. I would love to do a video on that knife and see, get my hands on that. I think that's a good size. Yeah, I know you bought your Hunter. He was supposed to sell it to me, and he sold it to you. Oh man, I gave him crap about that too, because I talked to him about if you ever sold his Hunter, let me know, and he ended up selling it to you, Stasa. So you stole that one out from under my nose. It's all good. It wasn't your fault or his fault. It was, we're good. You know what I mean? No issues, worries there. I'll pick one up. I don't want to pay full price for one. Has been my problem. I know. And I told him to buy it so I could look at it too. It's kind of funny. But trying to find Archbishop on the secondary market, trying to find a Hunter on the secondary market. So if you guys see those for sale, tag me on Instagram or Facebook, or just send me a message on here. Let me know if you see one, because I'm interested in the market. I haven't really been perusing is the word I was looking for, the secondary market much on knives right now. I'm kind of holding off on purchases until I get my YouTube revenue, honestly, and that's not going to be towards the end of March, but we're getting close. I think I actually get part of it next week, and then the other part from Amazon the following week. So yeah, I agree, Stasa. I think the 150 price point on the Hunter would have been way better, because especially as the 154 CM, I had a hard time paying $200 for 154 CM, and I was like, I don't know. The Wii Knives the Wii Knives Bishop is one that I've got coming in pass around eventually as well, and that's one I'm really kind of excited to check out. I think that one looks sweet. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the Draken, another one I almost pulled the trigger on that eBay sale too, but I waited because they didn't have the color combination I wanted. I wanted the bronze one. So if you guys ever see that, if you see the Draken, the bronze handle Draken, the Archbishop, and any of their Archbishop designs would be fine. And the Hunter on the secondary market, just hit me up, let me know, and I'll probably pull the trigger on one of those for my next knife to review. I've got a bunch of reviews coming out, you know, so I'm pretty. I mean, not just knife reviews too. I already reviewed the Deacon Gamma. I did a review on that one a couple weeks ago. I was, I think, the first one in our pass around group to get the Deacon, and I love the Deacon. The Deacon's fantastic. I would own one of those. But the thing that's nice about the pass around group is I don't have to spend tons of money on knives, you know, because I couldn't review as many knives as I reviewed the last 2 years, or I should say last year, without that pass around group. There's just no way I could afford to buy all those knives, and if I did, I'd be selling them right away. So it's been nice not to have to do that. I'm sure Stassa and some of the guys that are in here from the pass around group know what I'm talking about. It's nice. I mean, you pay the shipping costs and stuff, but it's nice to be able to check out so many knives. It's great that the companies, you know, are willing to send them in for us to review. I do have another one that I'm looking at getting that I might get. And I might get one for our pass around group, so I'm holding off on that one. I'm going to keep that on the DL for now. How can I get on the pass around group? See you, Stassa. Thanks for stopping by, Nick. Gamma, you have to have a YouTube channel, review knives. We have a ton of channels on there right now. I don't really know. I'm just part of it. I don't run it or anything. It's Blade Banter, I believe, that runs it, and a few other guys, Zelric, and maybe even Stassa, that have kind of set up the pass around. So you'd have to have a YouTube channel reviewing knives to get in on the pass around group. So, and you have the knife for about a week, and then you have to ship it to the next guy in line. That's kind of how it works. But I think that's gonna wrap up the video or the stream tonight, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, and we will see you next Sunday. Take care.